Yeah, I'm having problems with my phone. Every week there seems to be something going on with my phone. I don't know, the camera part of it seems to have some problems. I don't know. The phone's a few years old. I don't know if I should get something to try to. I don't know. There's so many things I don't know. But anyway, and also as far as like what I've been filming when I've been walking around talking that kind of thing, I tell you what, I'm not a professional um, cinematographer in any way. And when I'm thinking about something, I tend to not. When I'm really thinking about something and trying to talk about something that is really serious, I tend to not really think about what I'm feeling really all that much. Just this is my apartment here. I'm talking. I'm walking and talking like in my apartment. But yeah. So I actually had already filmed something after the last video, which shut off by itself. Like the camera just stopped working on its own. Talking about what it's probably like to try to be with someone who has some of those idiosyncratic like dysfunctional coping mechanisms. I don't really know because I haven't most of my close relationships for the past 20 years or so have been friendships or situations with people that I depended on in some way. Really, I was pretty emotionally dependent for a very long time on one person after another, or a couple people here and there, just because what I was dealing with was so difficult. Really was so difficult, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it would have been maybe a little bit easier in a place that was bigger than Vermont. Because in Vermont, once something goes wrong, everybody knows. Everybody knows, and you never get out of it. Never. People never forget. And it's even if they don't blame you, they don't forget. Nobody forgets ever. So it just kind of makes everything more difficult. And I don't, I mean, my parents were not really from Vermont. They had kind of different attitudes about various types of things, and I think it was tough. I think it was difficult to just as I got to be an adult. There just kind of wasn't scope for the things that I wanted to be able to do. And I don't think that there was really a lot of understanding of it. Sometimes it fluctuates. I think sometimes it's more progressive there, and sometimes less progressive there. But the baby boomers got there 30 or 40 years ago, and just took the whole place over in a way that I think was positive for the most part, but was not. It remained, even though it got to be pretty progressive in some ways, it remained for the most part a rural place with rural attitudes. So their children just fled, really, almost all of them, as soon as they got to be of adult age, even 18 to 25. They fled, and after 25, you're old there, so there really kind of wasn't much that I could do, and I was just kind of stuck with the identity that I had there, and also felt terrible about myself. Felt terrible about I haven't been in the hospital. Felt terrible about all those things. Felt like my entire, persona, which I had never even meant to develop in any way, was just kind of shattered. So so has not been a part of my life that really cohered for me in any way. But I think probably when you're in a relationship with somebody who has had things in their life that are traumatic and very, very specific, specific to a time, a place, something in their past, something that just, it just kind of tends to, you find ways psychologically to cope with things in the moment when there's nobody else around to help you in any way, or when everyone around you is suffering in some way. You mentally, without thinking about it, find ways to cope with it, and then that helps you to survive that time. And then later, those defense mechanisms can make things difficult for you. And then, of course, the people who are close to you, it can be very difficult to know what to do when that side of your personality takes over, because what are they supposed to do? I think probably it seems like nothing works, right? Doesn't help to be sympathetic, doesn't help tough love, doesn't help giving the space, doesn't help staying around, doesn't help nothing else. It's just like, all right, tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's over. I'm gonna do something else, because I just can't. I'm sorry. It's just like, I just, work it out. I don't even know. I don't know, because I haven't been in that situation, but I would imagine that's probably what it's like. Probably, probably. And I think a lot of people have that. I think people have that to some degree. Most people have it to some degree.